our consciousness exists on multiple planes simultaneously. However, as the human mind, we generally only perceive the physical. Our thoughts occur on a higher plane. They are of a much higher vibration than physical matter. On these upper planes, thoughts become reality instantly. They are as real as you and me. The moment we think of something, it appears on this plane. And the moment we stop thinking of something, it begins to fade away. This proposes the advantage and the disadvantage of the physical world when using thought to manifest. With the appropriate amount of energy placed into a particular thought, it will be created into the physical world. During this energetic time frame, there is adequate time to fine-tune and mold thoughts before they take form, which can allow us to get exactly what we want. However, the time delay between thought and manifestation can be frustrating for many. This is because in many cases we do not put enough energy into our thought desires to actually allow them to manifest and become created in the physical state. But with thoughts we have time to work out the negative and reinforce the positive before they begin to manifest in the physical world. Wording, however, is much more powerful. In fact, the words we speak are a potent form of magic within the universe. Through speech, we don't have the extreme time delay that we have when we are emitting positive or negative thought directly into the physical realm. Why is this? Because the act of speaking creates physical energy. Speech uses sound waves with an intention behind the words that charge the energy within them. Through using words rather than using thoughts, and waiting for them to manifest from the higher planes into the dense energy of physical reality, we have already brought the intention into the physical form of sound waves. Sound is physical in the sense that it physically moves your eardrum. When sound is heard, it causes a variation of pressure and physical changes in the states within the brain. Unlike light, which can travel through a vacuum, sounds must use something to travel through, or what is known as a medium, such as air or water. It physically manipulates the medium to produce what we know as sound. You can also note that a sound wave will reflect off something the same way light will reflect off a mirror, or water waves will bounce off a seawall and go back out to sea. Stand some distance from a large flat wall and clap your hands repeatedly. Almost immediately, you'll hear a repeat of your clapping, slightly out of step with it. What you hear is, of course, sound reflection, better known as an echo. It's the sound energy in your clap traveling out to the wall, bouncing back, and eventually entering your ears. Have you ever noticed that oftentimes when you wonder something aloud, the answer immediately presents itself? This is because the spoken word carries a physical component containing immense power. As previously mentioned, thoughts occur on a higher frequency plane. We generally have some time to work out the negative and reinforce the positive before these thoughts begin to manifest in the physical world. With wording, there's already a physical component being used. The words will become something. Through mastering the skill of deliberate speech, there is a greater chance to master reality. The effort required in retraining yourself to use the word as a tool of manifestation is very minimal. It's as simple as becoming aware of what you are saying, or just said, as many times each day as possible, and what energy that particular speech carries with it. Through realizing that a negative intention has risen to the surface to be spoken, or has just been spoken, there can be conscious awareness regarding whether it is beneficial to manifesting what is desired or not. It's important to note that habits take a little while to change, and it will take some work to get to the point where all speech is being intentionally filtered. As an added bonus, this teaches the brain to eventually filter the thoughts that produce the wording, making it easier to keep everything aligned and on track towards the goal of specific creations. Just becoming aware of it constantly allows a person to naturally transform these skills until they have become very concise with thinking and speaking, to produce positive results. Because physical reality is only one fabric, when you begin to notice the power of your word, you'll begin to understand the true power you have over your reality. When it comes to deliberate creation, it is important to learn to stop creating negatively through the use of words, but it is equally important to learn to create positively. By simply stating positive thoughts out loud, this power can begin to immediately better a person's life. In other words, when you think of something that makes you happy, stop for a moment and say it aloud. Say it aloud 2 or 3 times and feel the implications of what you are saying. Then let it go and go back to what you were doing. Another way to use this power is by speaking intentions aloud during meditation and visualization exercises. There is no reason to worry about the tense of the subject at hand. Simply speak the noun or verb intended. For instance, a cruise to the Caribbean, my dream car, a big beautiful house, a wonderful relationship. Whatever you want, speak it aloud. You can also use a willful demand such as, I will have a cruise to the Caribbean. I will have my dream car. I will have a big beautiful house. I have a wonderful relationship now. Both techniques are powerful. With the I will method, it cements the fact that you are willing your desire into creation. Steadfast will becomes reality and is very powerful. The strength with which your spoken word can manifest your desires into reality is beyond measure. Becoming deliberate with your speech is one of the greatest skills to be mastered when creating life intentionally. However, it doesn't have to be mastered in order to be used for benefit. It can be used right now, in this moment. Experiment with these techniques and remain aware when you speak. Give special attention to the intent or energy you are putting out into the world around you. When you're using your conscious awareness, your results will be obvious and will quickly be able to verify the process and advantage of intentional verbal expression. These techniques take a little practice and some persistence. If you begin today, in the future, you'll be able to look back and see that you are already where it is that you want to be.
Happy Day of the Sun, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Smoke and Mirrors on the Big Exclusive Network. I'm your host, Poppy Montega. Today's show is titled, I Am. What does that mean to you? How powerful is it? Who are you? Where are you? And what are you? What's up, OJ? This show tonight is going to be somewhat interactive. I actually would like y'all to answer some of those questions. What's up, Big Exclusive? How you doing, bro? Hey, Miss Lily. What does I am mean to you? Big Roll, what's going on? What does I am mean to y'all? Can somebody give me an answer to that real quick, please? Somebody talk to me. I am. When you hear that, other than Nas, what do you think about? You stumped already? We just starting. Y'all not stumped already. Okay. I am to me means a state of being and existing. Big Exclusive. Open statement to me claiming I can achieve anything. Okay. Somebody. Okay, Shantae, I hear you. I am somebody. That's what you think about, right? Who was it that said that? I am somebody. I can't remember who it was because I'm not plugged into that right now. But anyway, I hope you guys was paying attention to the video that just went off. At the end, he said you could do an experiment one experiment that I've experimented with that's worked, and you guys can try it, especially with your kids. You get a fresh loaf of bread, you take 3 slices out, and you put each slice in its own separate sandwich bag. You hang them up 1 foot apart from each other. Now, to the first slice of bread, you speak beautiful words to, like good magic. You know what I mean? You're beautiful. You're awesome. You're the best. You say all that good stuff to the first slice of bread. The second slice of bread you completely ignore. The third slice of bread you curse. Oh, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ugly, all the negative words, right? And you do this every day until they develop mold. What you'll notice is the bread that you cursed will develop a dark green, purplish mold. The slice of bread that you ignored will develop that white, furry mold. In between time, the slice of bread that you spoke good words to will still be edible. Try it for yourself. What is magic? Can somebody answer me that? What is magic? What's your understanding of magic? Believe it or not, he can use on us all the time. Half of us don't even know it. Misdirection and sleight of hand. Okay, big exclusive. Anybody else want to chime in? Magic is what you make happen. That's pretty vague, but okay. It definitely plays into it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but that's a vague statement. That's all we got. All right, so big exclusive. What you said is what most of us, an illusion. Bam. Angry OG. There's a difference between magic and illusion. What we're taught magic is, or what we're led to believe magic is illusion. But magic actually is to change and redirect energy. So when you look at it that way, understanding what was just said in that video, you understand that your words are very, very important. And if you're good with your words, you can create roadblocks in people's minds that aren't so aware with the words that you choose. Magic can be obtained by all of us by just being conscious of the words that we speak. Symbols. You see symbols everywhere we go throughout our journey. Every day. Some of you work at hospitals and you see symbols, and certain symbols represent certain things. Like you understand just from a symbol, i.e. like Prince, a whole meaning, you know what I mean? And symbols govern the mind. Now, how symbols govern the mind is symbols emit sound that we can't hear, but as you just seen in the video, if you turn sound to a certain frequency and you put salt, sugar, sand on it, it will vibrate into certain symbols, and it works the opposite way. So with that being said, magic is around us and controlling us and governing us everywhere we go. And your ability to know what these symbols mean and to know what certain words mean, which we're going to definitely dive into word magic, that can open up or close a lot of doors. Can anyone tell me what abracadabra means? Sit tight to my people that already know this. We're about to get deeper. Abracadabra. We're about to unlock some things. I just have to make sure y'all understand certain perceptions. Abracadabra. I know it takes a little while to type in. I'll give you a little bit of time. Term used for the height of a magic trick. The height, okay. Knowledge, the power. Okay, Miss Carter. That's the words magicians use to transform or make something appear or disappear. Okay, big exclusive. Can't keep on sharing. Okay, so abracadabra, believe it or not, means Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Break it down. Abba. I'm not going to go through the whole word, but a lot of y'all know where I'm going with that. Abba. Father. Okay, you see how magic already is connected to religion. Yeah, please make sure y'all share, like, comment, subscribe, follow, everything. Abracadabra means Father, Son, Holy Ghost. So right there, we just connected magic with religion, if you didn't know. Okay, what are demons? Can anybody tell me what demons are? We're going to get into some etymologies of words here. We're going to understand some words before we get off here tonight, y'all. Muslim term for father. Yeah, see? I ain't going to lie to you. Don't believe me? Look it up. I encourage you to. My mouth not a prayer book. Look it up. What are demons? Negative energy. That's a good one, Miss Lisa Carter. Anybody else want to chime in on what your belief of demons are? Because see, what we got to realize is we were born into something that was already being carried out. The motherfuckers you be fighting in your mind. That's a good one. We was born into something that was already put into place, and we were taught what certain things mean, but we weren't taught where they came from. Bible says demons are angels that fell from heaven and roam the earth. That's a good religious answer. Let's break down demons. D meaning less than. Mind. Demon, less than a man. Back when you were considered possessed came from emotions. So you were possessed by a particular emotion. They over exaggerate things now so we don't think that it's still capable and still happening. You know what I mean? Some people are possessed by anxiety. Some people are possessed by depression. And now we call them, oh, they're demons. Even back then, those were in particular demons. You know what I mean? And you would have to hear certain words, magic, to release those demons out of this person. So they would no longer be demonic, less than a man. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna get into some stuff today. What's the first thing they teach us when we enter the school system? Other than, how to properly head and title a paper and spell your name. And well, you should already know how to spell your name, but They make sure you already, you know. But what do they teach you when you first enter the schooling system? Yeah, we about to dive into the magic. We getting deep. Salute the flag. Yes, first you pledge your allegiance. But they don't teach that anymore. That y'all showing y'all age, because we really started decoding that. Pledge my allegiance to the flag. My allegiance is my everything to this flag. That's why you never really wanted to do it in the first place. You didn't know why back then, but because it was just in your DNA. Nobody ever wanted to pledge the allegiance, their allegiance. To spell, they teach you numbers, they teach you letters, which are symbols. And after you learn these symbols, they teach you how to spell. And you pass as you have correct spelling, right? Now, as you move on to, let's say, about the first grade, now you're moving on to completing sentences. These aren't coincidences, people. If it was one or two words, maybe. But I have a whole list of words we're going to dive into. Spells, spelling, sentences. This is how powerful words are, and vibrations and intentions and thoughts. This is how powerful they are. So they teach you numbers, they teach you letters, they teach you how to spell, and then they teach you how to create sentences. Only other sentence is what? Jail. That's a different sentence, yes or no? It's no different of a sentence. Both sentences you create. Yes? Now, once you learn proper spelling and math, which, you know, what, calculation? Once you learn proper spelling and proper calculation, basic, they then teach you, well, no longer, but they then used to teach you cursive, right? Because see, way back when, you would complete a sentence in cursive for the spell to take place. Back then, you signed contracts in blood, yes? So imagine how many sentences a lot of us write a day. Now, the elite know all this. They keep it away from us. Because if we aren't aware of this power, then they can manipulate it. And the more people that are on the same vibration, the faster and more likely that particular vibration is to manifest whatever it is to manifest. How do we know they know? Hollywood. A lot of you guys are familiar with Harry Potter and a lot of the witches and stuff like that, right? Let's break down the word Hollywood. Hollywood is what is used to make magic wands. Sit tight. If I don't go there, let me know. The wood of a holly tree is what is used to make magic wands. Hollywood. Now, when you become a part of Hollywood, you join a cast. Yes? Cast. And they give you a script. Yes? Hollywood. Magic wand, cast, script. They know, we don't. You get what I'm saying? A lot of us know people who have crossed the line into Hollywood, and they completely became someone different than who we knew. That's what happens when you become a part of the elite Hollywood. Now, The Wizard of Oz, in my opinion, is a dumbed down version of the Bible. What I mean by that is religious books are breadcrumbs to life. If you break down The Wizard of Oz, when they finally got to the wizard, it wasn't so big man in the sky, was it? It was somebody that didn't even stand up to who they were. And along Dorothy's journey, she met people or characters of different types. But in the end, she realized there was no place like home, where she really ain't like it there initially, right? And they had witches and a black witch and a white witch, meaning black magic, white magic, because we all cast spells. It's all on your intentions. See, they made us black people fearful of magic and the witch doctor, because if we completely understood it, we would have a oh shit moment. But instead, our elders shunned it. And most of us like, nope, don't even want to, nope. But we'll subscribe to magic. We'll subscribe to this magic. You get what I'm saying? Not understanding true magic. Let's go a little deeper. Government. The word government derives from two Latin words. Governo, meaning control. Mentis, meaning mind. They know. We don't. You get what I'm saying? They already know. We don't know. So with that being said, when you watch the news, what do it lead off with? Breaking news, 4 people shot in North Philadelphia. The first 10, 15 minutes is about us killing each other. It's a programming that they're setting in. A lot of people wouldn't be aware of a ghost gun if they didn't show it on every news broadcast. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people wouldn't be aware of some of these things until they show it. Yes, if it bleeds, it leads, but it got to be black blood. It has to be black blood, or it has to be mass white blood. You get what I'm saying? Now, here's other ways that they manipulate our minds and occupy us so we can't use our true magic. Red versus blue. Republican, Democrat. Red versus blue. Inclusion, illusion of inclusion. Either way, it's the government, right? Pepsi, Coke, soda. NFC, AFC. NFL, red and blue, right? East, West, NBA, MLB, NHL. I mean, we could keep going. Red versus blue. Yes, and symbols. Red versus blue. It occupies us, and you think you're making a decision when ultimately it's someone that controls red and blue, and they win regardless. All this is called, everything that we're speaking and all that, it's Phoenician spells, because this isn't our native tongue. This is ancient Phoenician spells hidden within the English language. Phoenician, phonics. You have to learn all this to have good phonics. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hooked on phonics. How many of y'all was hooked on phonics growing up? I had some cousins I had some family and stuff that was hooked on phonics. I didn't need hooked on phonics, but when I would visit them, I would do the hooked on phonics too because it was fun. You know what I mean? But phonics, Phoenician, phonics. See, all this is creating a human race. When I break it down like that, it don't sound too different from a rat race, do it? But it starts from making us think that we different from each other. Human race. Now, I started this off asking, who are you? Yes, welcome, Miss Waller. Welcome. It's cool because I'm about to get into something I know you're going to enjoy. Who are you? Where are you? What are you? Most of you don't know. Most of you believe that you are your body when in fact you have a body. Most of you don't know where you reside within your body. These are all things that you have to understand in order to understand this word magic that we're talking about. You have to understand who you are and where you reside within your vessel. I'm going to answer that for you that don't know. There's a thing in the middle of your brain called a pineal gland. That's where you reside. And they know this. So from the time we are born, they try to convince our caretakers to give us the V word when we naturally will fight off a lot of this stuff that weakens our immune system. They put all these medicines in us. They try to get the baby off the titty as soon as possible. What this is doing is calcifying the pineal gland, which is where you reside. Lucky Charms has paint thinner in it. It's a very small dosage, so it ain't gonna hurt you. But Lucky Charms has paint thinner in it. Fluoride calcifies the pineal gland. But they tell us we need fluoride, don't they? Yes, Miss Carter, we are a big experiment. But at the end of the day, it's all about calcifying your connection. This pineal gland is your connection to the Son of God. See what I did there? Your pineal gland is your connection to the Son of God. There's a reason why us melanated people are more active during the spring and summertime. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why we put on weight, we slow down, and we chill during the wintertime. There's a reason why October is the 10th month, when everywhere else in the English language, octo means 8. You see, because a lot of this stuff, when they started taking us over, we had to code it. Big Exclusive, just so you know, this podcast was inspired by you asking, what did we believe in before religion? They had to get control of this, because when we all was aware of the power that we possess, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You get what I'm saying? So let's dive into some more word magic. Because like I said, they know, we don't. Where do we draw our money from? Banks, yes. What other term is banks used for? Dealing with water. River banks. Now, cash flow, money flow, what do they call that? Somebody tell me. I ain't even going to drop it. Come on, I want to make sure y'all with me. What do they call cash flow? While I turn the page on my notes. Talk to me. We talking about water. What's cash flow called? It's another word for money too. It's another word for money. What made me want to become more aware was I had got pulled over by the police one too many times, and I was telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. And things still went not my way. So I said, hold up, it got to be something else to this. And one thing just led to another. There you go, Miss Tiffany Ann. Currency. Currency, cash flow, currency. You draw money from banks. The more flow you have, the more currency. Come on, man. We're going to dig into this word magic. And y'all going to see why a lot of us feel the way that we be feeling and don't know why. Moon Day. That's tomorrow. Moon Day. It used to be the day of the moon. Now they took an O out of it and we call it Monday. But guess what? It still creates the same vibration, which if you watch the video that led off, that flows out like waves in a pond. If you throw a pebble in a pond, that little pebble will create waves all the way out the pond. That's the same thing your words do. Okay? So Moon Day, come on, stay with me now, starts the weekdays. And by week's end, most of us are weakened. This isn't just this is not coincidences, people. You got to understand language and etymology. Get to the bottom of some of these words. Now, how often y'all say these words? Now, I had made a post on my personal page saying that anyone who hates people that say Grand Rising, this video is not for you. This will make you short circuit your brain. Your brain gonna hurt. Grand Rising. Any of you guys that do interact with me personally, you know, if you hit me up before 12 o'clock, I'm going to say Grand Rising to you. And if you say good morning to me, I'm going to reply, please don't curse me like that. Now you guys are starting to learn it. Grand Rising equals the rising of the sun. We are all connected. Because remember, I told you where you reside. You are energy. That's why if God forbid one of us pass out in a supermarket or something, what do? They get a defibrillator and they jolt you with energy. They try to get you back because you are energy. You are a frequency. Which frequency you reside on, it all is up to you or whatever you subscribe to. If you're not aware that you are a frequency who is having a human experience in a vessel that we call a body, competing in a human race. There are men of all hue competing in this race. Women, you're considered man. Womb, man. Woman, womb, man is a man with a womb. We're all the same here. Come on now. Now, a lot of people say good morning. A lot of people say I awake at morning. If you use these words, your mental remains dead as long as you subscribe to it, because you are casting certain vibrations. They know, we don't know. You want to be intelligent or educated? Come on now. What does the Bible say? Roland, what did the Bible say about the dead? Because you had quoted something from the Bible earlier. What did the Bible say about the dead, Roland? Give you a little bit of time. I'm talking about based on the subject. What did the Bible say about the dead? I know the book say a lot about the dead. All right, maybe not here no more. The Bible says that the dead shall walk the earth. Mind you, I told you these books aren't literal truth, they're metaphoric truth. We're going to do some decoding here. The dead shall walk the earth. Y'all looking for zombies. Y'all looking for zombies. Look around. The dead is walking the earth already. Come on, man. It's all metaphorical truth. You got to use your imagination a little bit. They try to take that away from you by the fourth grade when they take away recess and all that. Yeah. It's about fourth, fifth grade. Sign, sin, signature, contract. You ever signed a contract that worked out in your favor? Come on, somebody tell me they signed a contract that worked out in their favor. Please tell me you did. Please, somebody prove me wrong. Please tell me you signed a contract that worked out in your favor. And what I mean by work favor, you got the better end of the deal. And you didn't create the contract. This is words that we use every day and don't even know the meanings of them. Remember how I told you way back when the treaty was signed, the contract was signed. They signed it in blood, in cursive, with proper spelling. Come on, man. Some of y'all gonna say, it's just a coincidence. He's making this up. That's what some of y'all gonna say. What's the biggest contract you can sign in your life? Mortgage. Mort means dead, died, gone. Mortgage. It's the biggest contract you sign in your life. Right? Remember we were talking about cash flow, currency, banks. What's the first ship that the seamen ride on? The mothership, right? Then the mothership births at the banks with a certificate when the semen comes off the mothership, provided with a certificate. And then once the treaty, contract, birth certificate is signed, you now board citizenship. Seamen, cargo, seamen, cargo, seamen, cargo. Come on, man. Some of y'all may call me a philosopher. Some of y'all may call me a fake ass hood philosopher, whatever. Some of you may actually be learning something. But let's break down one more word before we open the floor for the last 10, 12, 13 minutes. Philo, philosophy, philo, love of. Look it up, please. Please don't take my word for it. Look it up. Philo, philosophy, philo, love of. Sophia, knowledge. Philosophy, philo, Sophia, love of knowledge. Come on, man. Come on, people. Any questions about what we talked about tonight? Anything y'all want me to dive a little deeper into? You want to call bullshit? Come on, talk to me. They can't all be coincidences, right? The floor is open. We got about 12 minutes, a little under 12 minutes. Who shot JR? As in MLK? You talking about Martin Luther King? Because we talk about Martin Luther King based off my research and some things I've seen, and my what is called that a lot of us don't have no more. What's that word? Common sense. The police did it. They're the only people that had a room right across the balcony, right on the other side. Then that video, and that's crazy because we was watching a video the other day. That picture, right? The people on the top floor is pointing like this. Everybody that's down on the bottom is just living a regular life like nothing's happening. Go check it out. Go look at that picture after Martin Luther King got shot. Everybody that's upstairs is pointing. If a gunshot went off, everybody would be in a panic. But the ones that's down at the bottom, they just walking around lollygagging. Yeah. So if you're talking about MLK, in my opinion, the verdict is still out on that one. Oh, come on. Are y'all fried rice right now? No questions, no nothing. Maybe it's not popping up right here. Let me check. Let me see. What are Delhi spells? Okay, hold on. Oh, all right, I got it now. Let me look at this. What are some daily spells we can cast to improve our daily existence? That's a good one. In my opinion, and this is what I do, is I talk to myself in the mirror first thing in the morning. As soon as I see that mirror, I talk to myself in it. And all the things that I wish people would say to me, like we all do, I say to myself. And I have a good day. Let me see. They kill the ones who know too much or too powerful. Common sense ain't common. Definitely Secret Service had been investigating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Words of encouragement, manifestation. Yes, yes. you have to be very aware of things you say. Like I don't even think my dad knew this stuff that I'm talking about, but one thing that he told me that relates to this was he used to always say, don't you ever say you can't. Why? Don't say that. I'd be like, Dad, I can't do it. No, don't you say you can't. Say, I don't know how. Don't say you can't. And now I mean, not right now, a little while back, but one day I just had that aha, like, oh, you know what I mean? Yes, the tongue is a powerful weapon. Once you say you can't, guess what? You can't. And this is why they say write your plans down, plan it out and write it down, because you're spelling and you're creating a sentence, period. What's the connection between spells and witchcraft? The connection between spells and witchcraft is all about whatever you subscribe to. A lot of words have the same meaning, but based on your intentions, you use different words to get that particular point across. You get what I'm saying? So it's very similar to praying. And religions, in my opinion, despite it does save some people, religion has people create mass spells. You get what I'm saying? By having mass prayer. When you have more people that's on the same frequency, the more likely it is to happen. Just like television, teleport, television. You get what I'm saying? All these words mean something. And they know. We don't. So we watch our favorite TV show and our kids watch all these shows and stuff like that. And then they do something. You're like, why did you do that? And they be like, I don't know. And you're like, don't you say I don't know no more. And it's like, bro, they really don't know. It's a programming. That's not what they felt like doing, but the program tells them to react that way under that circumstance. You get what I'm saying? That's for us all. A lot of times you might snap off on somebody. Then when you get yourself together, you like, man, that person didn't deserve that. Yeah, but whatever you subscribe to told you to react that way. Yes, that's why it's called programming. Television programming, radio programming, joining the cast, getting the script, Hollywood, abracadabra, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Amen. Ra. Yeah, come on, man. It's all meticulously done. And it's so hard for us to grasp because this isn't our native tongue. We're not supposed to, and even still, we still don't even speak proper English. How about that? We're speaking Ebonics of Ebonics. For real, black people. What's up, bro? How you doing? This isn't the first time I heard some of this stuff. My dad used to speak about it, and he was 86 when he passed. Yeah. And this is why they're trying to create the generational gap. All right, we got 5 minutes. I'm about to dive into something real deep based off of that. So if you notice, they're starting to find that a lot of ancient human races they had more technology and were smarter than we are. How is that possible? It's possible because of secrecy. It's possible because of things like having a generation eliminate itself. That cuts out a whole generation, which doesn't allow certain things to be passed down, which allows another generation that's being born to furthermore be manipulated by this stuff. You get what I'm saying? And that's what happened. That's why we lose certain knowledges, because it becomes so secret, and that secret dies with people. And then the new generation got to figure it out, and it could take generations for them to figure it out again. So imagine if it's meticulously done. You know what I'm saying? Like this technology. They tell us that the technology we get is 3 to 10 years old by the time we get it. Realistically, it's like 100 to 2 years old by the time we get it. But we wouldn't know, would we? Because all this stuff is secret. And remember, on another episode, we was talking about how they track you through school and your numbers and stuff like that. And this is how people become a part of the elite. This is how people become Illuminati. You go to these good schools, you join Greek sororities, and that gives you connections up the ladder. The higher the ladder, the smaller those groups get, and the more secrets they know of manipulation that they don't tell the bottom feeders. Bottom feeder, let me see. My grandmother was a believer. It's deep rooted. That's why it's so pertinent to speak to the elders, spend time, because they educate us on things the world doesn't want us to know in this day and age. Yes. Yes. Any more questions before we wrap it up on the Smoke and Mirrors show right here on the big exclusive network tonight? I hope y'all learned something. I hope some of you guys became inspired. I hope some of y'all realize and understand how much power you have over self, myself, positive, negative, myself, myself. Come on. We could go all night, people. We could go all night, and people will still say, that's another coincidence. Myself. I'm glad you did, Miss Anderson. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Miss Dennis. Thank you. Anything in particular you guys looking forward to hearing about in the future show? I mean, I have ideas for days, but like I said, this was an interactive experience this time, and I want to know what you guys think mentally. Like, what direction would you guys like to go? I've never seen a black man. You seen a black man before? I've never seen a black man before. No problem. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Carter. Just so we can wrap it up on time. Not problem, Miss Devin. I appreciate you tuning in. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Smoke and Mirrors on the big exclusive network. I'm Poppy Montega, and we're out of here.